Hi, this is Ken Lau. Why recycle? Raise your hand if you care about our Mother Earth. Thank you. Raise your hand if you care about our Mother Earth and at the same time wants to earn money. Thank you. Who wants to have this kind of oceans? Who enjoy these oceans much? Raise your hand. Thank you. But the reality is that today it's very rare to see these oceans. Back in 30 years ago, right, 50 years ago, it's possible to have this. Today, our ocean is flooded with those obstacles, right? They can't be dissolved. It takes years, 80 years, 400 years to dissolve. And that's the problem causing it. But it's not only that. If you can see there's the plastic bag as well, right? So now let's watch a video of
This is the
how
story of three
about
plastic
the bottles,
bottles,
right? A
empty
plastic
and
bottle.
discarded. Their
We will
journeys
continue
are
this.
about to diverge, with outcomes that impact nothing less than the fate. This is the story of the
And there's
unknown.
another story, right? And this goes.
Bottle stream, a stream that flows into a river.
So what's so what's so important is that where over 100 million marine animals are killed because they eat the plastic chemicals and absorb to the body. 93% of Americans test positive for BPA. BPA. Why BPA is so So what's the big deal with BPA, right? Because it alters hormones. So what? What's so important about hormones, right? Now, hormones is the factors that cause a human to grow. Can you breathe? Who regulates it? Is there something that's regulated? Yes, hormones. Hormones is the one that regulates the hormone. That's your breath, and you can grow, right? From a baby, you grow into toddlers, and from a toddler, you go into kids, and then to a teenage. How's that happen? It all happens naturally. Or, yes, it is naturally by the means of natural hormones. But now it's no longer natural hormones, right? Humans has invented the genetic hormones, and also without genetic, we also have BPA to help to grow. So what's so important? What is so dangerous about BPA? It causes potential human health problems, and that's all right. So would you believe that plastic is contributing erectile dysfunctions, right? And let's watch that. Plastics cause that. So it absorb these plastics elements, and then it's eaten by the plankton, and then eaten by the phytoplanktons, and then eaten by the fish, right? And the fish, small fish, is eaten by the bigger fish. A bigger fish, salmon is eating that fish, and then we have a largest mammal eating the salmons, right? And then salmons is now go back to here, right? In the tin of tuna or salmon, right? And then it's on the plate, and we eat it every single day. As we eat it, it can cause erectile dysfunctions, right? So it costs from a bottle of mineral water. Is this bottle looks healthier? We have something inside that can affect you greatly. Plastic bag and the debris of plastics eaten by the fish, and then goes into the bigger fish, and the bigger fish goes small fish, right? And then it's end up here, right, on your plate, and you are kind of eating the plastic. So a chemical from the plastic, you're eating it. So how is that human affected? BPA is endocrine disruptors. BPA stands for bisphenol A. It's found in the hard plastic bottle. It interferes with production, secretions, transport actions, functions, and eliminations of natural hormones. Yes, eliminating of natural hormones, right? So some people may experience uh, growth, right? Slower growth and than the normal growth, right? Some people has secret more than usual, right? It grows faster, but it may not be the right one. So because BPA imitates the body hormones. Now in 2013, scientists of Brigham's and Women's Hospitals, right, published that the BPA exposures can affect egg maturations. And 2015, right, another few studies, right, it interfered the endocrine functions. It affects puberty and lead to infertility, right? And more detrimental is that it is lifelong and transgeneration, generation after generation. The endocrines come from Greeks. And
Over the course of our
what is
lifetimes,
that?
our
So that's this video, right? So what's the hormones is powerful, right? You can see that testosterone is a powerful hormone. A low dose of this testosterone, right, will cause somebody to depress, or a man to depress, increase the risk of Alzheimer's disease, increase the fat tissues, increase the risk of ED, reactions, dejections, right, low libido, increased risk of osteoporosis, right. So you can see that that is the one, right. This can eliminate hormones, right. Remember, BPA can eliminate BPS, and it can also, if it's a normal dose, a proper dose of testosterone, right, it can sharpen the mind, confidence, happy, increase, healthy, strong erections, healthy libido, strong bones, plenty of energy, right. But the low one is constant fatigue. And the estrogen, same goes to that, right? What does estrogen do, right? It goes into the
during puberty. In men,
puberty,
puberty
right?
begins when the testes
So puberty is where you grow from a kids to a youth, a teenage, and grow old. That is controlled by the estrogens, right? And other hormones. So, and researchers also link the low dose of BPA exposures to cardiovascular heart disease. And today, it is why you find that there's a lot of BPA-free bottle in the market, right? They are here for a reason, because it is now linked to coronary artery, right? So breast cancer as well are right. These are all hormone related cancers, right? So now the oxygen that we breathe, right, today is produced by marine planes. The Earth's waters are supplied by contains, and the CO2 emissions produced by humans are absorbed by the oceans. And the oceans absorb the CO2 emissions. 30%, 97%, the earth waters are there. So we continue to pollute it. That's what happens, right? So we use the plastic bag, which cannot dissolve, right? If you have this, and to recap, right, it causes hormone problems, reproductive problems, nervous system damage, kidney damages, right, and the beds. And for the mercuries, it can happen this, right, and right now back in the few months ago, right, I put on some soy, right, from the seaside, and guess what? A few days later, I feel very itchy, right, and that's what it means, right? And I found out that what today the soil is no longer like what we believe, right? It actually can cause rashes, right? I have a few rashes at the bottom of my leg, right? And well, luckily I get healed, right, over times. And the other problems of plastics harmfulness is because it emit greenhouse gas which trap heat and contribute global warming. As you can see that today we have more floods here and there, right? Even Malaysia have its as every country experience some sort of level of this uh, sea level increase, right? It causes it to flood. So there are ways to reduce that. We can put a stop here, and how to stop, do educations, right? We put on this video on the YouTube, and install machine, enough machines, so that you can ask people to put the plastic in this machine and get some and get goals, right? Instead of just put a plastic, this will motivate some people's, right? Maybe eventually 20% of the populations will have a habit of opportunities, right? This will motivate people to put the plastic into this machine, and also, right, say no to plastic bags and so on, right? So it's kind of small things, small bottles, small plastic bag, but it can cause so much of problems, right? So
This
let's
is the
take a look
story.
at that. It causes death of the animals. So are you ready to do a change, right? Raise your hand, right? Are you ready to change so we can restore our earth to a, a more beautiful oceans, cleaner air, and less warm, right? So reduce the number of floods, and of course, right, if for a long term, right, restore the human mankind health, right? If yes, raise your hand. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon. The solution is to really reduce some greenhouse gas emissions. And 5,000 plastic vending machines, 5,000 machines, right? And for the first time, right, and so on. It's converting into gold and so on. The goal is to lead people into a recycling industry for a better Mother Earth, for our Mother Earth. Plastics are being recycled. Plastic do not reach other oceans. It's our oceans. We only have one Earth. There's only one Earth, one oceans. So let's do our part. Turn the plastic into gold. Thank you. See, Evergreen Mission is to improve the environment, the qualities, and the partners work together to create clean and safe environments by promoting reuse, reduce, and recycling. Will you do your part? Reuse, reduce. The first day is to reduce, and then reuse, and the last is recycling. We have a lot of bottles to recycling. Reduce, reuse, recycling. Thank you very much.